Shalom, it's Saturday, it's the 16th of August. I'm watching the news. You know, it's me, I'm kind of like a news junkie. I was sitting out there, I was out in the kitchen, I was doing my laundry in the sink. Being poor, I got to save money any way I can. But I've been watching the news, God, on several different news channels. And I keep asking myself, has the world lost its fucking mind? The people in the world today, it doesn't matter what race, what nationality, what religion, what country, county, state, whatever you come from. Have we collectively lost our fucking minds? It damn sure seems to be happening. Our governments, they're totally out of control. I don't give a damn what country it's in. They're out of control. They're just off the scale. And we just seem to sit here and act like sheep. Now, of course, coming from America, I was raised from the 1940s to now under the American way of life as it was established, which I tend to be old school. And we depended on things like the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution of the United States, our Bill of Rights. And it just seems anymore, even our legislators, and it doesn't matter if they're Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal, Tea Party, independent, they've all gone bonkers. The people that we elect to office, it does not matter if they're Democrat, Republican, or independent. They're all cut from the same cloth, and you've heard me say it before. They'll promise you anything once they get into office. They sit there and they answer to the PAC groups and the lobbyists, and you and I are just a tool. I'm watching around the world, and granted, you know, we all come from different backgrounds, different upbringings, different beliefs. But I'm looking at like North Africa, terrorism there, I don't care what you want to call it, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, whoever, from Sudan to Nigeria to Libya. You know, they're out shooting and killing each other every day over different stuff. You get into the Middle East, Arabia, Lebanon, Gaza, you name it. Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan. We got these idiots called ISIS now that supposedly our NSA and our CIA and our president didn't know what was coming when we pulled out of Iraq in 2011. Yeah. And of course now we got the Islamic types that are migrating out of their camel jockey desert places that they hated and were miserable in, moving into Middle Europe, Western Europe, here to America. And they come in on our dime and dollar, basically what I want to call on welfare. And in the old days, I'm talking 17, 18, 1900s, like if you came to America to become a citizen, you assimilated into our society, adopted our ways of life and our laws. Well, it seems that these Islamic types all of a sudden come out demanding their Sharia law and their, you know, whatever else you want to call it. And of course, like we're watching, like England, UK, is just folding under the political pressure of these people. These are minorities. They don't like the country they moved into. Move the hell back where you came from. It's that simple. You were miserable there, you're miserable here. We'll go back there and be miserable again and leave us the hell out of the picture. And then we get the sicknesses. You know, this Ebola thing over in Africa, Nigeria, wherever the hell it is. It's got a 60 to 90% kill ratio. It's already killed about 1,000 people in Africa. It's a bad, bad virus. What do? We bring it to America. Not too smart, World Health Organization. But see, while we're worried about Ebola, which is something to be considered because there's no known cure for it currently, what the media and your government seem to gloss over is that worldwide, 5 million people a year die from the flu. H1N1, pig virus, whatever virus generally known as the flu. So compare 5 million people dying from the flu to 1,000 dying from Ebola. And then, of course, we got the thing in the Middle East where the Islamic terrorist types want to wipe out the Jews. And I've already been picked on here because I side with Israel. I really don't care what your opinion is. Okay, the Jews are the chosen people by God in the Old Testament. You can't deal with it, get over it. Islam did not come into being until, what was it, 700, 800 AD after Christ? It's a cult. It's a made-up organization. It's a made-up religion. But there's a billion people that believe in that insanity. And then you get the people like Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda doesn't want to have anything to do with ISIS. As bad as Al-Qaeda may be, ISIS is a terrorist organization, pure and simple. Convert or be killed. And everybody wants to cow down to it. The American government, you know, we're going to send 700 people over there to appraise the situation. Yeah, how many trillions of dollars and how many American lives were spent in Iraq to try and secure their country form into some type of democracy or republic? And the shitheads that were running the country, al-Maliki, I think of, comes to mind, sat there and broke up the Sunnis and the Shias and the Kurds and alienated everybody. And when ISIS broke loose, even Iraq's military didn't have the balls to stand up to them. They dropped their guns and ran. Actually, they dropped our guns, our military tanks, everything else, and ran. 10,000 ISIS troops versus how many in the Iraq army? I promise you, even Saddam Hussein's turning over in his grave right now. Because at one time, Saddam Hussein in Iraq was the third largest military in the world and able to kick ass and take names. See how far they've gone down. And then, of course, you take care of the United States. All the scandals we've got going on. The latest one, they're trying to sit there and indict Governor Rick Perry on some nefarious charge from a Democrat who was found DWI 3 times the level, asked her to resign, said he'd pull the funding out from under her office if she didn't, and now they want to indict him on harassment and God knows whatever else. How crazy is this world? The current administrator in the White House has 11 Muslims in his cabinet that have direct ties to the Muslim Brotherhood. And we can go on with Extortion 17, Benghazi, the IRS attacks on civilian people, the Department of Justice, old fast and furious himself, Eric Holder, refusing to look into or prosecute things. Our southern border is wide friggin' open. We've got 50, 60,000 kids coming into America. God knows what diseases they're bringing with them. And the libtards say, well, we have to sit here and take them in because they're children. How about you put them on an airplane and take them back to where the hell they came from? Oh, we can't do that. We have this law. Excuse me, what part of illegal alien have you missed? There's one way to emigrate to the United States. Does not mean overrunning our borders. And we know the drug cartels and all the rest of them are using these kids to do it. We're not that stupid. And me, having lived in Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas, I know the crap they're going through. My opinion, if I was in any one of those states, it's a shoot on sight kind of thing. You see them coming in, you fire a shot in the air, tell them to stop. They keep moving, you shoot them. You pack up the kids, put them on an airplane, right back to the country they came from. I don't want to hear this shit that they're running from this and this and that. I can't help that the countries they live in, the countries that their parents live in, is so screwed up. I care about America. We have a 2,000-mile southern border, 700 miles of which is fenced and poorly fenced, and the rest of it just is wide freaking open. And we've got old Harry Reid, the head of the Democrats. Oh, Mr. Wonderful Harry Reid, sitting on 352 laws that have been passed by the Senate and by the House, sent for him, and he just stuck them on the table and won't bring them out. And they've been voted on positively by both sides of the House, Republican and Democrat. And old Harry Reid, Mr. Senile himself, just sitting on them. Which brings up Bureau of Land Management and that crisis down there and his wonderful state about a rancher with a bunch of cows on public property. What the fuck is happening to America, much less the world? People have gone off their fucking rockers. They've lost their fucking minds. Their common sense is taking a hike. Lord knows where. I don't know. I don't have all the answers. And then people like our federal government consider people like preppers, Christians, veterans are considered possible terrorists. And of course, we all know since 9/11, 2001 with George Bush and his Patriot Act and his everything else, the NDAA, Posse Comitatus is destroyed. The libtards want to destroy the Constitution, especially the First, Second, and Fourth Amendments. Our cops are no longer our friends. They're our adversaries because they've been militarized. I'm getting to the point where I want to be like Israel. Everybody walks around with a 45 or an M16 on their hip. Crime is very, very low. And if you're a terrorist and you start some shit in public over there, you're liable to get your ass shot before you get a chance to blow anybody up. Tell me, people. Come on, tell me. Son, one of you geniuses out there to think you know everything. You got the Pacific Asian Circle out there going through all kinds of crap. Look at Japan, Fukushima. They buried that, man. It's leaking millions of gallons of goddamn radioactive water in the Pacific Ocean. It's already been proven it's killing off the fish population over there, and it's headed for the West Coast. So go ahead and eat your sushi as it glows in the dark. What's happened to this world today? I'm beginning to start looking at Revelations in the New Testament, the Bible, say, well, maybe this is it. Maybe it's coming down. Maybe not the way it's written in the book or what God might have said in the book. But we just seem to be about ready to blow all of ourselves up and wipe all of ourselves off the face of the earth. Look at the Ukraine. Look at Putin. I got one thing good to say about Putin. Putin's got more balls than Obama does. I think Obama's balls are being kept in Michelle's purse. She lets him out once in a while. Everybody says, Snowden's a traitor. He's this, he's that, he's something else. But if it wasn't for Snowden, we wouldn't know what the NSA has been doing to America for years and years. Spying on American people, spying on American countries, trying to control the internet, and even social sites like Facebook. They're in there every day watching and looking. And of course, the Facebook Nazis, if you post something they don't like, boom, you violated their rules. You're off. Or something gets taken down. You get a warning. Even if it's truthful and factual. Trust me, I've been there. I've been thrown off of YouTube 3 times. What's happening, world? We've lost our fucking minds collectively. We've gone off the fucking deep end. That little tilt that we had in society one time is now like this, and it's going, whoa, right into the fucking toilet. I sat there. I got to laugh. I should cry. I don't know if any of you watch Bill O'Reilly on Fox. It's this guy named Waters. He has this thing called Waters World. He goes out, and he'll go out to like a beach somewhere or a mall somewhere. He'll ask people about, can you identify this face? And he's got a picture of George Washington up, and some hippie dude's like, I don't know, man. Or ask him something about the First Amendment, or a little bit of world history or American history. He'll come up with something like, did you know George Bush was involved in the War of 1863 and the freeing the slaves? And some guy will go, really? I didn't know that. Now, these are kids that have been brought up in the American school system, educated in our high schools and our colleges. Don't have a clue. They are totally clueless. And the majority of them don't want a clue. They just want to take their liberal arts courses and get that sheepskin and go out and get that $50,000 a year job. Do you want fries with that? You need to check it out sometime. You might even be able to check it out here on YouTube. It's called Waters World. It shows you the duplicity and the stupidity of people in the world today. I don't know. There's times, I swear to Jesus, I keep telling myself, I should just shut my YouTube account down, turn off the freaking TV, get off the social sites, and just start prepping like a motherfucker, because shit's coming. Some guys in Texas already said that it was mentioned that Obama's authorized the United Nations to go down on the border in Mexico and control it. And like the guy sat there and said, you don't want to get blood on those pretty blue uniforms. We've already got, under Obama, took all our military in Germany and put it under German generals' control. Find that in the Constitution, would you? This is America. This is not like King George in the 1700s with the German Hessians here in America. I guess that one got right by you, huh? American troops under German command. That's kind of like the fox watching the hen house, isn't it? America's fucked up. The world is fucked up. And I'm guessing 70 to 80% of you out there don't know, don't care, don't give a fuck. But when you end up like that old book I talk about all the time, George Orwell's 1984, written in the late 40s, made into a movie in the 50s, where your government controls you from cradle to grave, everything you think, say, do, buy, own, everything else, and you're a slave. The blacks say, well, they brought all these black people to America and created slavery. Well, maybe so, but you know what? It was the blacks in Africa that rounded up the blacks and took them to the white shippers on the boats to take them to America. That gets overlooked all the time. You want repatriation? Go find those sons of bitches that rounded your aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, great-grandparents up over in the bush out in Africa and sold your ass to a fucking white man with a boat. Just saying. I guess you're looking for, Another Adolf Hitler, wipe out 11 million Jews. Joe Stalin, wipe out about, 30 million of his own people. Khmer Rouge in Cambodia, millions of people in China. And it's happening in the Middle East. ISIS, convert to Islam or die. They're killing kids, 5, 6-year-old kids, cutting them in half, beheading people, sticking their heads on pikes because they refuse to convert to Islam. I want you to listen to this and listen to this fact right now. This is a fucking fact from the truck driver. 90% of the terrorism around the world today is based on Islam Sharia law that goes back 1,300 years and is a cult and needs to be curbed very badly. And if it means wiping a few motherfuckers out, so be it. You don't see the Catholics, you don't see the Amish, you don't see the Buddhists doing any of this shit. It's just the Islamicists, the Muslims, or as a friend of mine likes to call them, Muslims. There's a difference in the meaning there, which is kind of derogatory. The Muslims. Because evidently, the people of that ilk, the moderates, won't go in there and clean up their own act and tell their rather violent brethren to clean up their own fucking act because they don't want a fatwa against them. That's how spineless they are. You know, like the Council for American Islamic Relations, unindicted co-conspiracy person after the end of the World Trade Center bombings, and the bombings in 1993 at the World Trade Towers, that raises money for these terrorists here in America. What have we heard from them all these years? Denial, denial, denial. Denial is not a river in Egypt. So, that's my Saturday rant. America and the world is totally fucked up beyond belief. And it needs to get its act straight and get its shit together and have a real, serious, hot, black cup of coffee and say, this shit sucks. We got to do something to fix it. My age, I'm not going to hold my breath. I've been on this earth too many years and see how easy it is. It's the old saying, people may be intelligent. Crowds are stupid. Think on it.